Excuse me. Seeing this, if this thing still goes live, my word! For some reason, I can't get the chat to enlarge like I used to. Hello, anybody there? There should be people there. Somebody type me something to see if this thing is working. It took me about an hour. I haven't been up here in the third floor in a long, long time. Drink of water. Oh, Riley, can you see and hear everything all right? This is the first time I've fired this thing up in a long time. I had to do a bunch of stuff just to get it to go on live, but I cannot increase like I used to. 100%. Okay. Why can't I increase the chat? I used to be able to expand it on the page, cut out. I don't care about looking at me. I want to see what you guys have to say. Excuse me. Robin Thomason, how are you? Hello from Ella J, right? Did I say it right? Ella J, Georgia. Ella J, Georgia. Bonnie Richardson, hello, how are you? Long time no see. Hudson Hale, how do you feel about Sevierville not allowing Slammed Enough to come back next year? We'll talk about that. Well, Natalie, hello, Natalie Werner, how are you? Weiner, right? Is it Wiener? Natalie Weiner. Hey, buddy, long time. Yep. I didn't see an R in there, and I think I was mispronouncing your name before. Robin, got it right. Okay. I saw that on TV. That's how I remembered it. Elijah. It was a TV show. And I go, oh, okay. Now I'm for sure saying it right. I'll be down the 2nd of November until the 10th, staying on River Road. Okay, that's a good place, Riley. There's about 5 or 6 hotels up there, correct? Bonnie Richardson, yes, I would like to know what happened this weekend. A lot of craziness happened this weekend. Now, for those of you that aren't in the loop, or a lot of you watch YouTube or TikTok or whatever, Facebook and stuff, a lot of craziness went on, Natalie. Pronounced Weiner, right? Like Way, W-E-Y, right? Weiner, correct? Robin. Ella J, right? Ella J. You got to put the I in there, right? Ella J. Janice Walker, hey, Jeff. You sound good on it. I saw that mess up there this weekend. I wouldn't let that come back to Rowdy. Still looking. I hope you're doing. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. It's hard for me to read the screen. Normally, you take your mouse this way, and you push down on it, and you hold down the caps on your keyboard. I'm not done yet. You want to take it?
Oh, okay. I thought you're done.
If you want. Miss Marie made a really good and brought it up to me here on the 3rd floor. I'm going to show them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to show you. All right. She gave me, let me move this. I don't need the keyboard right now. But this is, I'll show you quick. Hopefully be able to see it.
Call me when you're done.
Okay. Camera really never shows it. This is fajita meat. Black Angus, really good, very tender. And I was just sitting up here doing stuff, and I was really, really quiet. And she doesn't like when I get quiet. Then there's all the fixings in there. You can't really see how good it is. But it is good. And then, what you give me here? This is pita bread. So I had a fajita up here on the 3rd floor. And this is really probably the only time I've ever eaten up here. I've never eaten up here. I got a kitchen down below. I'll go eat in the kitchen if I need to. I got a dining room. But I never really think about eating here. Everyone says hello, Miss Marie. Oh, she's getting ready to cook fish. That's what she's getting. We just came back from shopping not too long ago. So I really got to focus on what I'm reading here. Because once again, caps. Oh, there it is. What happened? I didn't do anything different, but now I can read you all. Okay, great. Oh, I love that. Bonnie says hello, Marie. Natalie says hi. Hi, Josh. Oh, Joshy's in the room. I didn't see that because I haven't looked at the screen. Janice Walker. I don't have any glasses on, so I type big. Yeah, I have to use the big print. I have to. William Smith. When are you quiet? Everyone's saying hello to Miss Marie.
Just said hi to everybody because I'm gonna be busy.
What? Let me turn this around.
No,
Oh, come here. You're adorable.
No, honey.
Oh, come on. Look.
My hair. My hair is.
Oh, come on.
Weird. No.
Wave to the camera. There. There's Miss Marie. There's Miss Marie. There's my library. There's my other TV. There's several TVs. There's one here. One. I got TVs all over the place. Don't use them, but I got them. You never know. Yeah. William Smith, when you quiet? That's a good question. Actually, when I'm here home alone, I don't make any noise at all. I don't make any noise at all. I'm me. God. Josh, you say, hey guys, how are you? Say hello to Natalie. Riley says, I'm staying at the Mountain Heritage Inn. I don't know right where that is. That's a nice place. You're going to enjoy that. I'm not comfortable. This pillow behind my back is irritating me. I'm not used to that. But I haven't been up here in so long. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. Oh, I can sit back. Sit back. Oh. Okay. And the microphone should be coming in good. This is a new microphone. I've only used it twice. The other one sounded good, but this one sounds a little bit better. Terrell, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the room. William Smith, we saw Marie Saturday. That's right. She did say that she saw you. I was up in Gatlinburg. What a nightmare. Robin saying hello, Marie. Josh, she says hi, Marie. Bonnie says, Marie, you're beautiful. Yes, she is beautiful. I agree. Barbara Goff, hello, everyone. Terrell, new mic sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. I like the way it sounds. I tested it on my computer downstairs, and this one just has a little more ballsy sound to it, and I enjoy that. Trust I'm doing good. William Smith. We did the Dillsboro. Oh, you did ride today. Coming back over to Pigeon Forge tomorrow. How was the ride? Hudson Hale. Indeed was a nightmare, unfortunately, as someone who goes down to that event every year. So what did you think of it? I personally have no issues with the event. Riley says the Yits are on the Porkapalooza ship, Her Majesty, the Porkapalooza. Yeah, I know. Cruz, paint fingers, and the witch Liz Gatlinburg trying to hold some deal. Some people just don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? William Smith, it was nice. I love train rides. I really do. Bonnie Riches, I have my first. As far as the Slam to GAT 25, GAT is for Gatlinburg because it initiated out of Gatlinburg 9 years ago. They got tossed out of there and they came over here. Now, I've been to every one for 9 years because they have been doing this show for 9 years. Bonnie says, I have my first grandbaby. Congratulations. Her name is Milla Rose. What a pretty name. She would be 2 in February. I've got 2 grandkids now. Bella, Isabella, and Jeremy. What's Jeremy's middle name? She's not up here. I thought I heard her cutting fish or something. But yeah, I got 2 grandbabies now. Hope to see them soon. Planning on it. Definitely planning on it. So the Slammed Enough, as everyone kind of knows what that is really called GAT. Slammed Enough has been around for 9 years, and it's been relatively good. I mean, there's always the group itself is not a bad group. They're a bunch of young people, young adults who like specialized vehicles, and and they treat them like they're babies. I mean, they're very special. They put a lot of money into these things. Now, where they get that money from, I don't know. Most of them are only in their 20s, so either they work and all their money goes to the car, or they have a trust fund from mommy, daddy, grandmother, or whatever the case may be. So, that being said, the for years there was always some rumblings in the background, the noisy cars, the tires squealing and stuff, but nothing like this past weekend. And I've done several videos on those, and I still have a lot of other raw footage that Miss Marie and I shot. Miss Marie and I got right in the thick of that Jimmy's there. We were right down there during that craziness, and I've got the video, just haven't had time to put it together. um Bonnie says, nice seeing you all again. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Hudson, and remember your name. I met you 4 years ago in a parking lot, hopefully not dealing drugs or something, while you were watching the cars, and you had an interview with us. Probably so. Since then, it's only gotten larger, and people now treat it as a party and are obnoxious. Hudson says, I miss the old days when people had the sense that they would really just about the cars. Yeah, it was all about the cars, and it was that way. And a majority of them were like that. But you got to remember, there's a rogue bunch of kids that they call takeovers. Now, if you haven't heard that, here's a new line you can keep each other. They're called takeovers, and they take over events. They like they did at Jimmy's Market. Save Jimmy. We got videos of that, Save Jimmy, and all that stuff. I'll get it up to you. There's just so much going on right now, and most of those kids did not have cars. They came with somebody. They came with someone else, and all they're looking for is a wild party. You know, they're drinking. The dope was unbelievable. Now I could remember years ago, never smelled any weed, and really didn't notice any liquor in and around the area of the cars and stuff. Now, whether they have it with them or not, I'm not an inspector. I'm not a cop, and I don't play one on TV. But this past weekend, Friday and Saturday, I was out there both nights. Um, Miss Marie and I were inhaling pot smoke the whole time. I mean, it was that thick. And I didn't approve of that because there are people like us. We don't want that. You know, we're not old fogies. It's just we don't want to get high. You know, that's not our cup of tea. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. So no, there was no respect. It was just people doing their things. William Smith, a few bad ruined it, and I would say not necessary for all the muffler popping at 1 a.m. It was. I'll tell you what, William. The muffler popping went on to 3:30, 4 o'clock here. I heard it because I was up editing at 3:30, and I go outside and sip on my coffee, and I'm hearing pop, 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 and racing down the hill. Normally, I don't hear any traffic up here, but it was loud. Didn't appreciate that, but these guys stayed up till sunrise, and then they sleep for a few hours, and they go back and do the same thing again. Um, when you're young, you do these type of things. I could remember that when I was young, that I did stupid things. And as you age, you stop being so, hopefully, the majority.
Honey?
Yes, my love.
You want your pies and ice cream?
No, not right now. Not at all. No, no, no. No, I don't need anything. But you could take right now the plate and stuff. I'm not eating right now. That was good. That fajita was really good. She made a. Of course, you'll say, "Oh, he says this." It was better than any restaurant fajita I've ever had. Good meat, really good meat, not the rump end of the horse. It was good. It's good Angus meat, and she everything was fresh. We went and got all the vegetables today. And I don't know how come I don't smell fish.
Uh, it's Gigi.
It's Gigi's. What are they called? Galung
Galungo.
galungoon. A narrow black silver fish. Normally, I can smell her. Not her. I can smell the. I don't smell my wife. How do you stink like fish? I'm moving the microphone. Thank you. That's better. Oh, thank you very much. William Smith wants some of your fajitas. It's really good, William. It really is. Excellent. Oh, you forgot the sour cream. Oh, and I added sour cream to it too. This is Kroger's. A little bit of sour cream, fresh peppers, yellow and red, onions, fresh young onions, And of course, the meat, marinated meat. It's not just thrown on a grill. She marinated it. And she used. I know there was some soy sauce in there, and then who's your sister sauce? Remember, you used who? What else? Who's your sister? Soy sauce. What else?
Red wine.
Red cooking wine. That you don't get in a restaurant. Red cooking wine. What else? Little crack.
Why?
They're writing down the recipes. What else?
What did you say? Soy sauce?
Soy sauce. Who's your sister's sauce?
Red wine.
Red wine. What else? Salt and pepper.
Honey.
Oh, honey. That's right. I heated up the honey for you. Real honey. Honey from this neck of the woods, right down the street, and it had the honeycomb in it. Honeycomb. And put it in the microwave, heat it up. That was good. That was good. Thank you. Don't throw it out, and don't give it to the raccoons. I'll eat it later. William Smith wants some. Hunt says, don't get me wrong. My group party and have loud cars, but we're respectful about it. Never flew down the roads endangering locals. Kept our drinking in our cabin, and at the end of the night, there you go. You're hearing from Hudson. Thank you, Hudson, for sharing that. Because I talked to quite a few. I don't know if did I actually talk with you? Do you remember? Because I interviewed a bunch of people off camera. I didn't put them on. I just wanted to know their side of the story. And many of them, Hudson, educated, well-spoken, articulate in the way that they spoke. It was no yo-yo, all that nonsense. It was very clear, very concise, shared information about the cars and how they did it and what they did. And I was very impressed by that. Turning the coin over, when I was at Jimmy's Market, I was trying to talk to a couple of people, and I really thought I was on another planet talking to another species of animal. It was, and I go, oh, jeez, what happened to the education system? But I will say, flipping the coin over, Hudson, obviously you're articulate, and the people that I talked to were, and they had nice cars, and that was another thing I did notice. The ones with the nicest cars were nicer people and were better mannered, and you could just tell that they weren't clowns. Then there's the ones with the cars that are falling apart as they're driving down the road, and they're just looking for a good time, a party to go to. And I feel that a good portion of the people that were at Jimmy's are misguided, misdirected, and they're just trying to belong to this large family of people. It's a pseudo family. I mean, it's not real. You make friends and a little fist bumping and hugging and all that, but you don't remember any of these people you met. And you'll show up at the next meeting. Yeah, I remember meeting you, but these aren't friends. These are acquaintances. So crazy indeed. I don't know if you saw and I'm on 2 different TikTok channels of other people, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Hudson, maybe you were one of the people that helped me. Hudson says, real shame. The kids ruined it for the original attendees. I agree. I absolutely agree with you, because the original attendees, I was always impressed. I always shot video for all the years you guys have been doing this. I have been covering you at every single event. Mm-hmm. Be careful, don't knock anything over. Please, Miss Maria's not here again. What are you taking now? Oh, sure. Just take away all my food.
Honey.
No, I don't want food. I'm done. Maybe later.
Are you going to eat later?
Yeah, you never know.
Okay.
You know, after I touch up a big bone, you never know.
I'm not going to put it in the fruit.
No, just leave it out. Share it with the raccoon. We share here. We share. Patricia Paley, she's laughing on there. Bonnie Richardson. Yeah. Well, what can I say? Watch it, Jeff. You may have to sleep on the couch. Thank God I've got couches all over the place to sleep. And if she kicks me off there, the dungeon is next. I worked in the dungeon all day today. I am exhausted. I'm doing a lot of plumbing and a lot of things down there in the dungeon. And then the new chains on the rack. I got to. Those chains are wearing out. Then there's all blood stains on them. The dungeon. But I'm doing a lot of work down there today, getting a lot of plumbing and electrical work and stuff done. Just it's what I do. It was a day to do it. Barb Stewart, glad to see you live. I hope all is well. Yes. I'm doing fine. I feel well. My clothes don't fit anymore. Nothing fits. It's a baggy. Look at them. They drape on me now. Truck coming. Oh, let me catch that up. Jeff, the last doctor's op. That's from the time I went to the hospital to last week. I lost over 40 pounds. Congratulations. Now, the question is, are you going to keep it off? And my doctor was impressed too. I saw him last Monday. I think, yeah, it was Monday. I went there and he goes, oh, you're looking good. You're looking real good. And he checked me over and he said, my follow-up was great. My blood pressure was great. He said, just keep doing what you're doing, you know. I'm eating good. You know, Miss Marie cooks, and she cooks Asian food or a lot of Mediterranean food. We do a lot of that, which encompasses, you know, fish, chicken, almost no pork. I mean, we rarely eat pork, very, very rarely. And a lot of vegetables, fresh vegetables, organic. John Esper, good evening. Jeff and Miss Marie from Columbus, Ohio. How are you, John? Let me catch up on you guys. Hudson said, I didn't see you this year, unfortunately. I have seen you two out the 4 years coming. Okay, thank you. Hopefully you've been watching. I'll get to that story. I'm trying to catch up. Natalie, how are you? Anybody ever hear from Jeff and Tootsie? You know, I don't know. Last time I heard that he was going to try to come up for like the Jeep invasion, but I don't think that ever happened. When he comes up, I'll let you know. We'll get together. John, that's hello, Miss Marie. John says hello to you. I don't think she's in the kitchen. I don't hear her cooking. I talked to Jeff, and this is John. I talked to Jeff and told you today on Facebook. Oh, geez, you should never tell me. I think he was wrapped up in his VR. He loves his VR. I introduced him to VR, and I think I got him addicted to it. But that's a good addiction, I think. Yeah, I don't see it on Facebook. John, I rarely go on Facebook. I do post some videos on there, but my time is not on my side. My God. I came up here because I wanted to just get away from it. I'll take a break. I finished downstairs. We went out shopping. I came home. I said, you know, I don't want to watch TV. I said, I'm going to go live. And then it took me an hour to get the stupid computer to work. It hasn't been done. I don't know. When was the last time I came live from the third floor? Anybody tell me? 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, something like that. It never updated because it's shut off. I mean, I don't come up here for anything. And so now it wanted to do all those updates. Riley says, hopefully it's a flannel weather when it comes down. Yeah, it's awfully warm today, wasn't it? What's going on? Janet Porter, hello. Jeff, you're looking good. Thank you. Thank you. I look all shabby, though, because I've been working. I mean, God. Like I said, nothing fit. Look how baggy this shirt is. Look at this. And I'm not stretching. It's just baggy. Bought a bunch of shirts from the coaster. A new shipment came in, so of course I'm first to go through it all. Terrell says I cut out 90% of fast food. You should be 100% and only use coarse salt. Good for you. That's all I use now. Very little of that. There you go. You see, you've heard me talk about this for years. Now here's a living testimony to it. Terrell Cochran lost 40 pounds. He's now cutting out 95% of his fast food. Smart. Go for 100%, Terrell. You can do it. There are alternatives. You know, when you're feeling hungry and you're going past all this fast food, fat ass food stuff, you know, Yitz food, what you want to do is pull off into a grocery store of your choice and go in and get a salad, have a sandwich made right there, and they have heart healthy sandwiches like Publix has. I'll go there sometimes and I'll get a 6-incher, and it'll be like a turkey or a chicken, just white chicken meat with vegetables on it, and that's it. I'm full. And you'll find, haven't you found, Terrell, that you don't need to eat as much anymore? Right? All right. Thank you, John. Hit those thumbs up. I don't even know how many thumbs up. It doesn't even say here. Oh, 19. There it is, right there. I don't even know where to look anymore. Yes, Bonnie, I do have a Facebook account. There's one under Vacation Station TV and then Jeffrey Charles. If you look under Jeffrey Charles, that's where I do the majority of it. And then second in line would be Vacation Station TV. And I try to, when I do a video, I try to upload to each one of those channels. But as you know, when you upload, it takes time. It could take a half hour to 45 minutes or more, depending on the length of the video and in depth how much video is in there, how many cuts and all that stuff. So I literally sometimes I was finding myself 3-4 hours waiting to load up one video on 4 formats, and I said I can't do this. I have a life to lead. I don't know how some people do it. Yes, so go to Jeffrey Charles, or you can go to Smoky Mountains 411. You can go to Vacation Station TV. I know I'm missing one, but I can't remember it now. I can't remember it now. John Esper, all the videos that I post, I've seen about what happened over the weekend. It's just as bad as the one screwed up. Yeah, they were Webb Ralph. My goodness, I haven't seen you in so long. Hey Jeff and Marie and all in the chat. Hello Ralph, how you been? You're still up here? Where are you now? John Esper. It's been a long time. You need to do some lives on the Gold Coast. Yeah, well, I did lives maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Not all that long, but it's tough for me to stop and do lives during the day. Patricia Bailey, I made 24 jars of pickles. Oh, what type? Dill or kosher or bread butter? I love bread butter pickles. Oh, they are so good. Barb Stewart, Yitz food. Yes, Yitz food. Anything fast, fat, and makes your ass grow as big as a tick. God. The channel is off the hook. Hilarious. There's a new channel out there, Barb. I don't know if you. I can't for the life of me think of her name right now. She's Russian, a young girl. I would say in her 20s, and she puts together parodies on Yitz, the Hussy, Food, Faith, and Food, and a little bit more food. The Woo. Who's the other one? The guy with the mud chops there, Carpetbagger, and she does cartoons. She's really talented, and there's different voice characters, and they're really talented person. You need. I'll try to remember what it is, but I can't off the top of it. I just found it the other day, so it's real fresh to me. But I laughed. Most of them said that. Most of them say at that time, I don't have days, but I like to have no snacks, no snack for snacking. I get 5-pound bag of shell roasted peanuts, unsalted. I eat a lot of home. Yeah, I do too. I can't have a lot of peanuts. It causes gout, and I got to be careful. You be careful too. Peanuts is they're protein, so you don't want too much protein in your system. I can't. It's hard to give you alternative other than eating vegetables and making salads. Miss Marie makes a lot in the morning. Usually, I'm greeted with a smoothie, a fresh fruit smoothie. It could be mangoes, blueberries, peaches. We buy a big bag of frozen whatever fruit we want, stuff it in the freezer, and I'm just greeted with a smoothie, and that will fill you up, and it'll satisfy that need for a snack. That big dill. Oh, dill pickles. Gerald Shuchuk, how are you? Good to see you. Say hello to the family for me. Haven't seen you guys in a while. John Esper says, "Did you get to see any of the Yankee in the mouth?" I have not. I have not. I stumbled on that chick. I can't remember her name, and I go, "What is this?" And it was a cartoon, and clearly it was uh, Dawn and Yitz, the Orca twins, clearly, and she's got the cartoon down. I mean, it's them. You could tell, but it's a cartoon, and they talk and the things they say to each other. I laughed. I found it very humorous. Riley, I followed you on Facebook. Thank you, Riley. Everyone, you should please follow me on Facebook, on Jeffrey Charles, on Vacation Station TV, on Smoky Mountain 411. I can't even remember the fourth one. It's not that important, I guess, because if I don't remember it, why would you? Webb's Webb. I'm still in North Georgia. Haven't made it to Pigeon Forge area a couple of years. I know that's true. It's number one on my list for next year. I've missed it. I know, and every time I drive through Hidden Mountain, I always think of you because I passed by where your place was. Bonnie Richard says they just announced Slam Dunk Car Show will not be back in Sevier County. Yeah, I did read that they're not going to renew the license. Although there was some rumors that if they changed some of the verbiage, the problem is it's not a slammed enough crew, the group that is the organization. They have a vision of people like-minded, like the type of cars they like, to get together and have a car show. It doesn't include racing all over the place and tearing up the streets. And that's my only complaint, that when I'm driving up and down the main roads and I see those black skid marks all over, that it's an eyesore. It's not hurting me directly, but that's not really called for. But I see that on Rod Run too. When the rods come through here, they leave rubber everywhere, and I can hear them squealing all night long. So there's always those bad apples that are in the groups. There's usually the nucleus of these groups are fine people, good people that just want to have a car show and a get together with like-minded people that they could say, hey, we're all going to be here. Come on out. We're going to have picnics and this and this and this. But you can't discriminate directly by telling people, don't bring your raggy old car over here and don't bring your drugs and all that stuff, because who's monitoring, and who's going to be the moderator for that? So, but when you get the takeover crowd, and the takeover crowd does it to every group, that's the way that the crazy wacko left is today. They have no problem getting into your business and jumping into your party and making it their party. I don't agree with that. Bonnie Richards said they just didn't. No, okay, we got that one already. Barb Stewart, I've seen that there are. Oh, you have seen it. I've seen it. They're so funny. I think. Oh, Lemoness. Maybe that's it. That sounds very familiar. Lemoness. Maybe she's very talented. Yes. Check it out, folks. Go to Lemoness. Lemoness. She's definitely Russian or maybe Ukrainian. She has that accent. Mother Russia. Um, and she's talented. All I can say is she's very talented. So yeah, check it out. You'll get a couple of good laughs out of what they do. I definitely did. Let me see. What did I miss here? Jake Snakes coming up on Friday for the weekend. Weather looks good. Gonna ride that goat coaster again since I just turned 50. Congratulations and happy birthday. Yeah, ride that coaster. I still ride it, and I'm 70. I'll ride it until they have to peel me off of it. John Esper says, I thought it was funny. It goes on. Oh, the Disney cruise. Cheap gas would get a cabin, no windows. Yeah, I know. And it's always BS and a lie. It's always, well, they picked it for me. Well, you have the option to pick it. You get the ship on a piece of paper. It's online, and you say, I want cabin number 222 with a balcony. No, I'm sure what he says, give me the cheapest room you have closest to the engine. Jimmy Spencer, hello, Jeff, buddy. How's it, Miss Marie? She's doing good. She just cooked me dinner, and I don't know what she's doing now. I hear something. Are you cooking fish? I hear. Yes. Dinner was navy bean soup. That sounds good. Is that your fish cooking?
Yeah, why?
I can hear it. I hear it popping and cracking.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a plate. Jake Snakes. Leaf should be good by the week. I hope so. Jake, the temperature has been really warm, and I notice here at the cabin, the leaves are turning brown and they're falling off already, and that bothers me because I really look forward to fall. That is my favorite time of the year, fall and spring. A little bit of winter just for the snow because I like snow. I don't want to get stuck in it though. But yes. John, that's supposed to be rainy here. Yeah, next couple of same here. It was 87 today. I think that's what it was here today. By Thursday, it's only supposed to be in the high 65 and low in the 40s. That'll help stimulate the colors. William Smith. Good luck, Jake Snakes. We're up here now, and it's green. Yeah, it's outside the cabin. The trees that normally have colors developing, they're already brown and they're falling off. And so I'm hoping and wishing for something good this year, but I'll take what I get. I don't know how many more of those I have left, so I'm just enjoying what I got. You know what I mean? So Slammed Enough came and went. Now I wanted to share with you. I haven't had Marie's cooking in a long time. Josh, she's Betty Crankpot now. She's really cooking up a storm, and she's she picks up these recipes from YouTube, and some of them are really elaborate. They're very detailed, and she writes everything down. And she's got to go to the store, and so we go to the store. We buy all this stuff. She makes it, and it's really good. So I'm very happy about that. It's always heart healthy, low fat, good for your heart, all that stuff. So I can't complain. William Smith, I didn't think colors are going to pop this year. Not enough. Yeah, you're right. Not enough rain, not enough cool weather. Harold Bush, how are you? Hello, Harold. Thank you for joining the room. Make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate that. Terrell leaves here in northern Minnesota. As soon as they turn, yeah, that's not always good. Josh says, you're both great cooks. Well, thank you. She's different cook. She's more of an Asian cook. You know, I mean, she just does an Asian flair, and I never had that. So I learned a lot. You know, I didn't know that's right. Let's try this, and then I'll start thinking, let's try that with that. And sometimes it's a success. Sometimes it goes out to the raccoons, and that's the truth. If it's no good, it goes out to the raccoons. John Esper said it doesn't look like we're going to have colorful up here in Ohio. It hasn't rained here in a couple of. We've had rain. Send the leaves are falling. Yeah, Harold Bush is great. John Esper saying hi to Josh and Stacy. Natalie saying that you're a great cook too, John. Yeah, he is. He's a good cook. He definitely is. Oh, I went past that. I didn't mean to do that. Joshy Stacy, hey John. So here's what happened, and you can catch it on TikTok. I know it's there. YouTube, I haven't seen it yet, but my face and my car are on different TikTok channels. I went out. It was, I want to say, Saturday night. Yeah, it was Saturday night because I was getting ready to go pick up Miss Marie, and I said, "Oh, I'm out of coffee. I need to go get some coffee, and I think I need some gas." So I said, "Okay, I'll go to Weagle Weigel's, my favorite coffee stop of all places." And so I pull in, and the entire parking lot was filled with the little GAT cars. And so I said, "All right, I'll pull up to the tanks, you know, where you get your gas." So I pull in. All right, and I line myself up with. Josh said, "Just close the food trailer for tonight." And Josh says, "Hey, Ralph." So I pull in where, next to the tank, like I'm going to do my typical fill up with gas. I go inside. I said, I got to get some coffee. Okay, great. Because I'm completely out and I'm already jonesing for it. So I get my coffee. I come out, and now there's cars parked in front of my car and behind my car, three deep. There's no way for me to get. I am stuck there. And it's very close to 11 o'clock. And I go, what am I going to do? So I go to my car, and I asked a couple of the guys, William Smith, he says, "Where's your food trailer?" John says that these are definitely getting short. Yes, they are. I said, "I really just want to go. I got my gas. I got my coffee. I just want to go." And they were all so nice. They all crowded around the car. And a lot of them were shooting video. And a lot of them were asking me questions because my cameras are on the car. I'm shooting them, shooting me. I said, "I got a channel, blah, blah, blah." And everyone's getting, yeah, cool. So I said, "I really need to go. I have to pick up my wife at work." And so one of the guys kind of like took charge of the whole thing. He said, "Okay, you over there, get in your car, move over." And it was so tight that they had to literally help everybody go to the left, no, a little to the right, a little left. They're moving cars out of the way, like parting a sea of steel. And the one guy, he says to me, "Can you do this?" I said, "Well, I have backup cameras and I'm pretty good at driving." He goes, "Let me steer." So he was steering from the outside of the car on the driver's side. He says, "Just let go of the wheel. If I tell you to go, just don't floor it. Just do what I tell you." All right. It, it sure sounds like fun. I'm videotaping the whole thing. And so he worked it out. We never once touched another car. And literally we were inches. The one guy had to fold his mirror back to let my mirror go past because they were all crowding in different directions, and they got me out of that thing, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I thanked them for that. And none of them were, Get out of here, man, this is our turn." No, they were all very joyful and very helpful. So thank you guys. If you're out there watching, I doubt they are. I doubt it, but that was fun. I enjoyed it. In general, I enjoy the slammed enoughs. I enjoy the Jeep invasions. I enjoy the rod run. I enjoy the truck runs. I enjoy. I didn't see the Volkswagen run in yet. All the car things, anything that's got an engine in it, I enjoy because to me it's fun. It's going out, being outside. It's important that I am outside all the time and talking to people because I just walk up to people and start talking. It doesn't mean I'm going to stuff a camera in there. I just talk to people in grocery stores, wherever. It's because it's just a way to learn about other people, learn about what they like, what they don't like, where they're from. And that's it. I don't care what you dress and what you look like. It doesn't really matter, you know. David C. Perkins, hello. Good to see you. Hello, everybody all over America. Thank you, David C. I appreciate that. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Harold Bush, I enjoyed Rod Run as well. Yeah. And Jeep Invasion wasn't. I enjoy the Jeeps because they really are crazy. The Jeeps get really insanely better every year, the way they decorate them and stuff. And I have no issue with them. They cause no problems. I did hear that several people that own cabins in this area will never rent to that group again because they wound up having to replace their pool tables and their hot tubs and cabinets and carpeting and chairs, and they destroyed them. Now, who did it? I wasn't there to see it, but it's not somebody who knows how to take care of someone's property. You know, you rent a place, you go in, you leave it the way you came as best as you can. You know, you don't have to wax the floors and paint the walls or anything. You just clean up after yourself and leave the key on the counter like you would do at a hotel. But what is happening here is you got kids that are in their 20s have never been to a hotel in their life, or every time they do go to a hotel they trash it. That's all they know because they were raised wrong. They weren't disciplined. They become part of the establishment of the elites, the ones where the parents go, "Oh, Johnny and Janie, don't do that. That's not good. It's really bad." No, once in a while you've got to smack the kid on the butt wherever it is, and you got to wake them up. You got to that cold, harsh slap of reality snaps them back. Because if not, all they're ever going to do is do what they do: throw tantrums, scream, throw toys, do it until they get what they want. That's a learned behavior, and it's a destructive behavior, and it becomes terribly disastrous when they become adults because um, they try to manipulate men, or men try to manipulate women. But I found that the guys that are like that usually want to find a wife like a mother. They want a mommy to take care of them, do their laundry, cook their food. No respect. Just do what my mother did, pick up where she dropped off. And that's why those relationships don't last long. On the opposite side, the women, uh, they expect a gold. They're usually gold diggers. They want the best of the best, and they don't give any. They don't bring anything to the table. If you don't bring something to the table, you're not eating at my table. It's real simple. If you're going to be part of my life, then you are going to be 50-50 in my life. It's not going to be I do everything, you sit on your fat ass and eat Twinkies all day. That just isn't going to happen. No way is that going to happen. I'll throw that damn TV out the window and you and the Twinkies with it. That's why I got a beautiful Asian wife. She doesn't do any of that stuff. She's perfect. Let me see where I left off. Terrell, if you can find the core group of the people at rallies, they typically are nice people. That's true. That's kind of what I was saying. They want a successful event. They don't want to be thrown out of every town they go to. That's a bad reputation to have. Where you come in town and go, "I've heard all about you. I don't want anything to do with you boys." No, it's the ones that come in. Now you got to remember this. Slammed Enough is an organization that I'm assuming they collect dues and they charge. They had tickets for sale. It was either $80 or $90 to be part of the Slammed Enough group, which is was at the convention center in Sevierville. That's where it originates now, and that's where you get the trophies and all that stuff. But the rest of the peripheral, they just invited themselves. They just came up here. They get on social media. They get a hold of everybody. Hey, we're going up to Pigeon Forge to raise hell, and we're using Slammed Enough as the background vehicle or the background organization as why we're here. Tony Shelby. Hi, Jeff. Tony, it's hey, how are you? And my wife, Ginger. How are you guys doing? It's good to hear it. Thank you for joining the room. John Esper, I saw in the news that that went by fast. I saw in the news feed that they said there was close to 2,000 people at the gas station Saturday night. I didn't do a head count. I really didn't. But I know it overwhelmed the local constabulary. They had to call in law enforcement from other counties. I think somebody had said 5 other counties had to come here. And even then, that wasn't nearly enough. And they were overwhelmed. They didn't expect it. It's not their fault. Don't blame the cops on that. They just got overwhelmed. Tony says, we are homebound, carting for my mom, caring, I guess, right? I think that's what you mean. And we love you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. I love that you love my channel, Tony. Care. Oh, there. I just read it. There you go. Natalie, you're a good son. Yes, you are. Jeff D'Angelo. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you. Barb Stewart. Always if you ruin it for everyone else, go to Barb Stewart. Everyone else, a lot of are so entitled nowadays. They just don't care. I got to pull back. Careful. It's all about them. No compassion for anyone. Felt bad for the vendors. They lost out on their business. You got to remember, there was a lot of damage at Jimmy's Market. A lot of damage. Hey, Justin Martin, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the room. Kentucky Leisure. I think you're down there, right? Yeah. I can't quite see it. It's a little large. It'll come up in a second. Yeah, a lot of damage. They're not the only ones. There were many other businesses that had broken windows, broken, tore up signs. Like I said, a lot of cabins had destruction, not only in the cabin, but outside the cabins. A lot of windows breaking. The asphalt, they had just, a lot of them said it just had new asphalt laid down. It's totally destroyed. So what do you do in a case like that? Kentucky Leisure. Hey, Jeff. And everyone else, too. Wayne McAllister. As soon as this comes up, I don't know. Wait a minute. There's the. Let me take that down just a little bit. Oh, now it doesn't want to go down. I'm wondering if the battery is gone. Just finished a whiskey barrel. Head we made of goats on the roof, and we'll bring it in a few weeks. Excellent. Excellent. Jeff says, I'm personally disgusted by their actions. I feel sorry for the people who were in town, but no part of the disgrace. There's a lot, I can tell you, there's a lot of kids that didn't like what was going on. They didn't take part in it. They did their own thing. They went elsewhere. And, there's nothing wrong with driving up and down the roads because that's what it is. You're in a vehicle. You drive for miles around. There were people as far as Canada who came down here. Now, they didn't drive it down here. They had it on a trailer and had a couple of shipped it from Texas, literally shipped it and had it brought to the Pigeon Forge. I mean, they're very serious about their craft here. But there's always those yo-yos, and it's usually the ghetto mentality that comes across, and that's both colors. The ghetto mentality, it's not just blacks, it's a ghetto mentality. It's inner city, very trashy vibe, and it's all about me, and only me. And they're the ones that cause the problems. Now, how do you round them up? You can't, because you can't tell which one's from what. It's not like there's a sign over their head that says, I'm an idiot, Although wouldn't that help? My goodness, wouldn't that help? Yes, it would. I'm just trying to get this thing to move, but it won't. William Smith. Jeff, why did they choose William Smith? It's kind of been like that's where people went to because it's a lit parking lot. It's one of the few larger parking lots that there's gas there. So the gas and the cars, they go hand in hand. And it started small. I can remember years ago, just a few cars would be kind of on the outside, the peripheral part of the gas station, and they go in and get snacks and soda and stuff like that. Come out and meet and talk with their friends and talk about cars, and it just grew. And now it is it's like a festering boil. It's causing trouble, and people. I guess the best thing to do is you got to cancel it. It's not what I want to hear because it brought in, I'm sure, a lot of money into the county, but a lot of people are going to walk away without that money. Charles says, we get a lot of these 20 somethings at work now, and they just want, oh yeah, they just want, I know, they want to check. They don't want to work for it. They're just, if they could sit in the corner and play with their phone all day, they would, and then they demand a check. And that happens a lot all around here. Harold, what was the point of their actions? Good question. Um, no point. Maybe going back to, and agree or disagree with me, Harold, feeling part of, feeling like it's a family, because chances are, if you talk to these kids real closely, you find they come from a dysfunctional family. There's either no father, no mother, or screwed up mother and father, drugs, alcohol, whatever the case may be. It's dysfunctional, and they're looking for that hug from mom, even though it's a universal hug from the group of people they hang out with, or a few friends, a few handful of friends. Now, sometimes that handful of friends is not what you need because they're usually not good for your lifestyle. What did I miss here? Jeff DeAndre says, William, from what I heard, owner of Jimmy's basically got on TikTok and invited them. I don't know. I can't say. I don't have that information. Now, maybe because it's been very successful for him in the past. I mean, they come there, they buy his gas, they buy his treats and soda and all that stuff. Didn't expect that to happen because it's never happened before, ever. Ever. It's never gotten out of hand like that before. John says, yes, I saw the video too. Jimmy's Market was invited to come on down. It's his place. He can invite whoever he wants. He can invite the Jeep Invasion people, the Broad Run people to come on by. It's not. I'm sure nowhere in that conversation does it say, and make sure you climb on my roof and jump on my gas pumps too. I'm sure, because that's a liability waiting to happen. If one of them would have fallen from the roof or from the gas pump, he would have been responsible for that. Barb Stewart says, I heard on the news that they're not allowed back at account. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the way it's going to be. And well, those are and for the people who are in the slammed enough, if you know those people that did that, you need to alienate them from your group. That's my suggestion. And you do know, I mean, I'm not part of the clan, I'm not part of that group of people, but you know who they are because they're usually the same rebel rousers, they're the same trash bags that always do some disturbing thing in the group. And you need to tell them, don't show up here, we're going to escort you out. And you've got to take the bull by the horns. And I'm talking to the slammed enough group of people, the people that organize this thing. You get rid of that cancer. You don't let it grow in your group because you'll never be able to go anywhere. Because what will happen is anybody uses the name slammed enough, they're going to go, oh, Pigeon Fork, Jimmy's Market. And you don't want that. You don't want that cloud hanging over you because that's going to be, like I did on one of my titles, it's a recipe for disaster. Jeff D'Angelo says they got several citations for it because they instigated it. See, that I don't know. William Smith, if he invited them, why trash his business? Well, because you know how some jerks are, some jamokes. You invite them over your house and they spill beer, they knock things up. You know what I mean? Um, they come over, they do something stupid, and then your wife or your friend says, why'd you invite that idiot? He's a schmuck. Don't invite that guy. He's a schmuck. He's trash. You got to learn who to invite, who not to invite. William Smith, he invited them to trash his business. Yeah, and it's disgusting. Natalie says we have a good night all. Be blessed. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for joining the room. Jeff DeAnder says it was in the past and over time word of mouth. Yeah, you hope it doesn't follow. Terrell, holy crap, rain just started and I barely hear it up. Really? And where are you? Terrell, where are you? I don't hear any rain here yet, but it was threatening here for sure. Jeff D'Angelo says, because when I get out of the hand, oh, when it got out of hand and they were told to leave, they got mad. Yeah, once again, let's go back to the undisciplined child. Now, you tell me, Terrell, when and if your mother or your father told you to stop, did you stop? Or was the ultimate threat not a threat, or was just the mere look in the eyes or the tone of the voice enough to make you stop? Jeff says, because, okay, I got that. Jake Snakes, a lot of them, I got to pull back. A lot of them just met me on TikTok and Instagram. I believe that's how the word got out, kind of like LA takeovers. Yeah, it's exactly, Jake, exactly. It's the takeovers, and they're the ones that nobody wants because they're the ones that'll ruin your party. You invite them to your house for a party, they're going to destroy stuff, break stuff, and laugh and leave, and they'll be laughing all the way home with their friends. And you don't want those type of people in your house. You don't want them in your life. They'll always bring bad vibes to any party. William Smith, it sounds like a bunch of newbies came in the room. Yeah, like I said, the kids that have no direction, they're misguided, misdirected, and once again, go back to the core, the nucleus. There's a family problem there because if the kids don't have respect for someone else's property, the parents did a crappy job of raising them, not teaching them to respect other people's property. You just do that. When you go into a house, somebody's house, you don't wipe the feet on the wall, put your feet on their couches and stuff like that, knock over drinks and laugh about it. But these kids, no, I'm going to go down that road. Northern Michigan. Okay, so you're getting your rain. Exactly, William. Barb Stewart. The other cities that have banned the shows because of the social media takeovers, bad behavior. Yes, once again, see if you read between those lines. It's not the main group, the core group. It's the takeover group that hears about a party. It's a party. Let's go party. Let's go tear this place up now. Because we don't have to pay for it because they're not buying tickets. They're not doing anything. They're not. They probably just they go there barely with enough money to get gas there and back. I doubt they're renting lavish cabins and stuff. They're probably sleeping in their cars, or a group of them find a hotel, a Motel 1, and they crash there. These are the people you do not want in your circle of friends. Jeff D'Angelo says, I'll say here what I've been telling everyone, and I can't hit the space bar because I can't get this stupid thing to go down. What? I don't know. Now it's too big. Oh, great. Now I can't even read anything. What the hell just happened? I think the battery is dying on this thing. How am I going to get that to go back out? Can I escape? I don't know. I can't read any of the chats now. What the hell? It's so big now. The top chat's taking up the whole middle of the screen. Oh, there it is. A little bit better. Trust us. Once they used my full name, I knew I was in trouble. Yeah, that right. Mine was Jeffrey Charles. That's it. That's it. It ended right there. Not these kids. Got to remember the group of they're probably the millennials or they're Gen Xers, probably millennials. And they're not boomers. God, please tell me they're not boomers. Oh, they could be. I'm a boomer, but I wouldn't raise my kids like that. But who am I? But it's the parents that have stumbled and fallen. They're the ones that did not discipline those children, and they need discipline. It's too late now, because if they're in their 20s, they've already developed that warped mind of theirs, and the school system has let them down completely because they're not teaching anything in school. I mean, think about it. They're out of school again. They were only in for 2 weeks. What? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And prior to that, they were out for a week and a half. And prior to that, they were out 3, 4 Fridays in a row. When do the kids actually go to school, and what are they learning in school? Well, you got a bunch of liberal, wacko, nutcase professors and teachers teaching them stuff you do not want your children to know. Stuff that you didn't find out till you were an adult. It's like, damn, I didn't know that. They're learning this stuff early. And what's happening is it's warping their little brains. They're mush heads. Okay, what did I list behind? Exactly. But Jeff D'Angelo says, I see here we've been telling everyone else who has said cancel all car shows, Jeep Invasion, Rod Rents, and other 90% respectful adults. Slammed Enough is 90% disrespectful, spoiled punk kids. The ones that I met weren't spoiled punk kids. Very, very well-mannered, extremely well-mannered. Called me sir, yes, sir. Were well-dressed. They weren't dressed down. They were well-dressed. They had nice cars, super clean. And you could tell they were clean. I mean, everything about them was clean. So, and I didn't get a bad vibe from them. When I went to Jimmy's Market, I got a bad vibe from quite a few people in that crowd. Quite a few. Didn't like it at all. Didn't even like looking at them. So, no, don't get rid of any of the car shows. Don't. The Jeep Invasion is too good. The Rod Run is too good. The trucks and all that, just leave it to be. Slammed Enough, I think, we've had 9 years of it, and it hasn't gotten any better. It seems to have reached a pinnacle, a boiling point. I would think, it's just me speaking, if you let it go for a few years, a couple of years, maybe 3 years, don't invite them back. And if you do invite them back, there has to be a cap on how many are there and who comes to their event. And it has to be in some sort of event that's encompassed. And if outsiders come, because I did hear this on one TikToker, and this was earlier today, he said, I didn't even buy tickets, and I wasn't going to buy tickets. And this guy was he looked like he fell into a fishing tackle box. There was all crap all over his face. He just looked really stupid, and tattoos all over his face. Yeah, you're going to get a good job. You're going to have a successful career, son. The only thing you're going to see is prison bars. But anyway, he goes, we'll just show up. They can't stop us from just showing up. It's a free country. So that's the mentality. If you still have that event, they're going to come. They're going to come back. And there's no way to stop them, because they know now at this point they can overrun the town. So I would not give them any permits, and just say there is no Slammed Enough. There's not. You want to come in town, you come in town. No, but you're not going to be taking over our gas stations. And I like the idea that the police chief said, to the fullest extent of the law, if you try to take over a gas station or any other piece of property, we will use our power. And I think what they need to do is, if that happens again, get all the tow trucks ready, line them up, just start towing the car, just jacking them up, pull them right off the ground. Doesn't matter if it rips the bumper or not. Rip them up, hand them a big fat ticket, and say, now you need to get out of town. How are you going to do that? I got your car. And what will happen in a lot of cases is they'll call mommy and daddy, and daddy will go into the trust fund account and bail them out, like mommy and daddy always do. They always bail them out of trouble. That's why they're always in trouble. They're looking for love. They're not looking for money. They're looking for a hug, not a wallet. And what happens is the parents have screwed up so bad by trying to buy their children's love. The child uses that as a tool to get everything that child wants, his or her. And in later life, that's what they do with relationships. They use that person for the things they want and need. And usually those relationships fall apart very, very quickly. Hi, Dry Creek. How are you? Rob Denise, how you doing? Good. Glad you joined. What am I missing here? Uh, Jeff D'Angelo, laugh out loud. My bad. That's okay. Um, T. Long time no see. T. Tia. Interesting. These morons were raised by their phone. Yeah, that's another. That's a whole nother thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Tia. Saw a clip that there was an argument at the gas station, and all I saw, yeah, 1,000 phones pointed at. Correct, and that I believe was the downfall of the younger generation. As soon as the cell phones became available to everyone, and once they started giving it out to the ghetto community, that's when crap really went downhill fast. Because now anybody can have a cell phone, anybody can do anything with a cell phone. You can go on social media and you can say just about anything you want to say and get away with it. Back before they had cell phones, you answered for the things that you said. You were responsible for the things you said. Now everything goes under the sun, and I don't approve of that. I think the cell phone has been the downfall, a good downfall of the human race. Sure, it's a tool. You can use it as a tool. It's not. Most kids have what, the iPhone 17, the latest and the greatest, and a thing of latte and frappe and all that crap, all that phony, shallow shit. Oops, excuse me. I get wound up. Usually, you hear me yelling at myself sometimes. They got the latest phone, and all they do is text and TikTok. They don't use the phone for what it's the million things it can do. They use it for two or three things that entertain them. But where do they get that phone? Mommy, daddy. And they fork out 15, 16, $1,800. And they, oh, dad, I love you very, very much. I'm going to, F you. It's a game they play. The kids, they play with their parents. They get away with it, and you get what you deserve, parents. There's your karma. You got it. You got screwed up Janie and screwed up Johnny. It's your problem, not mine. I got great kids. Tia, yes, you're right. You're right. I saw the same. I was there. I saw those phones go up. I was. I pulled. I pull right in with the other cars because that's the way I am. I got just as much right to be here. I don't have to have a Gap car. I got an Outback. I told the one guy, I'm going to put, it's really, uh, I'm going to put new rims on it, and I'm going to tilt the wheels out and put some fire burners in the back. And they laughed at me and stuff. But I just stayed there. I took my video. Trust us, not only the parents also blame the government. Like, oh yeah, I last like 20 years. If you discipline your child, it's child. But I agree. There you go, another one. Yeah, you're right. 20 years. The jerk offs that we had as presidents, except for of course Trump. I mean, he's the only one. It's not that I'm the biggest Trump fan. It's just it's common sense. Now, why would you be against common sense? But there's so many people out there that go, oh, common sense, he's doing this and he's a Nazi. No, no, no. You're listening, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you stupid idiot, with your tinted colored hair and 50,000 things stuck in your face. All that. You drank the Kool-Aid. You fell for it. You're in this thing. You're part of the jello. It's really ridiculous. And you'll never get out of it unless you see what it is. But you got to pull yourself out from that vortex that you're being sucked into. It's bad. School is teaching kids the wrong things. At what time in your days of school, being I'm 70, a lot of you are 50s and 40s and younger, at any time did you have books on how to become a transsexual or how to have sex with another boy or a girl having sex with another girl? No, no. Now those books are in the libraries and you can take them out. And I think that's absolutely forbidden. But you get the wacko teachers. Oh, they need to know. No, they don't need to know. It's 2%. It's the sickest part of our community, of our society. It's the sickest part of our society, not the normal. John, I'm sure everything went. Oh, I'm sure Jeff and Kristen did real well this weekend. Good evening, and that's John. That's per se. Miss Marie's choking probably on vinegar because she loves vinegar with her fish. I mean, you don't have to agree with anything I said. I'm just a common sense person. I see it very black and white. I don't see gray at all. If you're effed up in the head, you're effed up in the head. Don't give me some political psychobabble nonsense that you're not. It's clearly either you're good or you're bad, and don't try to sugarcoat it with, well, I'm allowed to do this. And no, common sense. That is it's into your, when you're born, you have normal common sense. It's the parents that screw up your head. I mean, what parent would let a 4-year-old decide, are you a boy or a girl? What, are you out of your mind? Whatever you were born with, you either got a pole or a hole. That's it. There's nothing in between. And that's what you're born with. Now, later on in life, if you want to wear a dress and you want to tote around a matching purse and shoes, that's your prerogative, but not when you're 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. You have no clue what you're doing. You don't even know who you are. But no, Johnny, he wants to be Mary. No. And let's get him a sex change. Oh, yeah, that's really smart. That's not going to F up his mind. Many of the psychotic shooters, the serial killers and stuff, all have issues with parents that try to twist them around either sexually or through weird teachings. And it's documented. And that's why you got so many sickos out there, because they don't know who they are, because their parents didn't know who they were. So they live vicariously through their children. I'm sorry. I don't want to have a heart attack. I wish I could. There, now I can finally read it. I guess it takes time. The thing is kind of weird. The font size. I'm sure everything. Yes, that was good evening. Blah blah blah. Our kids got phones at 16 when they started driving, and weren't allowed to use them except for calls. Good for you, William. Good for you. How did you monitor that though? How did you know if they weren't calling somebody? See, I don't know that stuff. Harold Bush, no way. I'm from the old school. I am too. Now, that doesn't make me an old fogey or anything. It's just common sense. You know right from wrong. You know when you're stealing a cookie out of the cookie jar, when you're taking money out of somebody's wallet or their purse. You know that. You know when you're lying and when you're not lying. You know when you're bullshitting somebody and you're not. Tia, I got lucky. Me and my daughter were up there till Thursday and had no idea what was coming until I got back home. You were very lucky. Pigeon Forge needs to think about who they let in their get their revenue from. I agree with you, because they may have made a lot of money. And granted, there's a lot of powers that be in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and Sevierville and stuff like that. And sure, their pockets got lined, but their constituents are going to say, you will not do this next year. We vote your butt out. And that's how they should put it to them. Don't sugarcoat with a politician. We will vote you out. I will stand on the corner and tell everybody what you did, all the black and white photos, I mean, sometimes you got to have ammunition against your politicians. I don't mean gun ammunition. I'm talking ways to keep them in check, because most of them are dirty. John, we never saw that type of stuff. No, nothing. There was never anything in there that was questionable. National Geographic was the only thing that was ever questionable. And who wants to look at a black lady holding a spear chasing a lion? Not me. That didn't do it for me. Hey, with a belt, you're right, William. My dad hit me a couple of times with a belt. My mom broke spoons over my head, but all in all, I wasn't a bad kid, and that's because they kept me in check. There was a mother and a father, and they both had responsibility of taking care of me, and they both discipline, not by violence, not by threats, reading from the book of threats or anything. They just made sure I knew right from wrong from the get-go. And that's all you have to do. You should never have to raise your hand. But sometimes a swat on the butt is needed. Now, for the wacko lefts that call that child abuse, obviously they've never been disciplined because they don't understand that there is a level of discipline that a child has to go through. Even in the animal kingdom, they're disciplined. You don't let them run free. Oh, Johnny, don't say that. That's disrespectful. That's no way to. Uh, what am I missing? I don't even know what I've been doing here. Oh, I've been on a long time. Sorry. Yeah, it is crazy. And there's no reason for it to happen. We have a lot of good events here in Pigeon Forge and Sevierville and in Gatlinburg. And most of them go off without any type of hinge no whatsoever. No hiccup, nothing. Nothing to even talk about. But it just seems this slammed enough brings out an element into the community that the community does not want. And I don't even think Slammed Enough wants it. I don't think the group of those guys want that. This is not the publicity that they need. This is negative publicity. And, you always hear, oh, negative publicity is good advertising. No, it's not. Not when you're trying to get a permit from a town and they look up your backgrounds and see what happened. They go, denied. So it's not to their advantage to allow that type of behavior. And they should be the ones that put out bulletins to their people. This stuff will not be tolerated. But there's no way to stop it because the jerk offs that will come here are the ones that don't listen, don't read it anyway. They're just going to come and just bring their vehicles and they're going to do the stuff they do and then they're going to leave. So just don't have the event for a few years. And those dirt bags will disappear. They'll either wind up in prison or they'll grow up a little bit and they'll have a regular car. They'll be driving in, an Outback like me or Ethel. That's my legacy. Mine were good also. This is from William Smith. All four of them are great adults today. See, and that has to be for something you did, right, William? Something you did and your wife did. Because if not, you would have had lousy kids. I mean, parents, if you've got screwed up, effed up kids, think about why they're effed up. Maybe look in the mirror. What did you do wrong? Now, I'm not saying it's 100% your fault, but I'm sure there's some instances where you probably should have been a better parent than what you were. And there's nothing you could do now. All you could do is say sorry to the kid. I didn't raise you properly. I screwed up. I let you get away with too much stuff. If I had my druthers, I would have smacked the shit right out of you when you backmouth, when you talk bad to me or your mother. I would have. That's it. No phone, no talk. I would have thrown the TV out the window, thrown the phone out the window. I don't care if it costs $1,500 and step on it. Now you're not getting any phone. Tell your girlfriends and your friends why that phone got destroyed because you're a screw up. And see how quick they change their attitudes. David, glad you went live. You know how I am. I speak my mind, but I don't try to offend you, any of you out there. I don't try to. I just try to get some of you, not necessarily you, but people in the peripheral that are not in the room right now, because there's a lot of people watching that are not in the room, and you need to do the right thing for your children. You need and you know what's right. You know what's right. I shouldn't have to line it out and give you the ABCs of what a good parent does. You know what it is. If you were raised wrong, you knew and you know now that it was wrong and you know what right is. So do the right thing so that you can prove your parents wrong. That's how you get back. That's how the karma gets back. They see that you're a good parent and they were screw ups. I've seen some posts. Some of the kids apologize. I have too, but there's one jerk off there. He's laughing through the whole thing, so he's not serious. He's one of those. I'm really sorry, and I take full responsibility. No, you didn't, jerk off. No, you don't. Go in your trust fund, pull out, some dividend checks, because eventually you're not going to have. If you have a wife, she's going to clean you out completely because you're a jerk off. Jeff, if you don't behave, I'm going to make you sit in the corner. I carry with 2 R's. I'm behaving. I am. It just, I do this sometimes myself in the car. I'll be, driving down the road and I'll see something and I'll just go off. I'll just go, and it's just the side of me that wants to see justice and wants to see things done right. And I'm tired of seeing things done wrong. I'm tired of the rainbow people. I'm tired of the people wanting to destroy this country. I'm tired of the illegals. I'm tired of all this nonsense that we have to put up with. But when I was younger, we didn't have any of these problems. We didn't have people crawling under fences. We didn't have, the only thing that had rainbow hair was the clown at the circus, and the tattooed lady. And that you paid $1 and you saw these freaks, and then when you left, you went home to your normal life. Now I just walk around and I go, what the F is going on? What is wrong with you people? I want to shake the color right out of their head. But you can't do that. You just can't. You want to. You feel like it, but you can't. And this is from Terrell. The hardest thing having the event. Oh, that just. The hardest thing of having an event in the town is you can't central at all. No, it's all bike rallies. I have to go on Sturgis or in the gated area, and they can control. Yes, you're right. They can do. That's what I was saying before. It's got to be in a confined area that only those people could get in there. But the problem is, that's the first stone in the water. The next ripple are uh, the people that come as the takeover crowd. They'll be on the outside of it, and then there'll be another ripple of another set of losers. One-legged midgets with humpbacks or something. But you can't prevent people from going places, because then there are rights that you just can't do. But what you have to do is deter it. And if you don't have the event, there is nothing to stir up. So if you don't have another slammed enough event, maybe for next year, some losers will come to town. We're in town. We're gonna make a stink. No, you're not. Cops are watching you because we hear you coming. It's not like you're stealthy. It's not like you're really quiet coming in. We know you're here, and we're going to watch you. We're going to follow you around, and we're going to make you feel uncomfortable, and then you're going to leave town. And that's what I think they should do. Oh, God. Tia, excuse me. Bigfoot Festival, folks. First slam to death, folks. Have it the same weekend and see how it works out for you. Loser leaves town, right? Way to go, Tia. Dang autocorrect. Yeah, I know, Terrell. I turned mine off. Tim Franks, spot on. Thank you. And I'm not looking for accolades, and I appreciate them, but I think I'm on track because you and I, we both see the injustice in the world. We see the stupidity. And then what happens is we vote the stupid into office, right? Just look at today. Look at the Dems. Look how bad that side is now. It's filled with a bunch of whack jobs. They allowed it. They could have stayed like a Democrat, and there could have been good debates between the Dems and the Republicans, and it would have been healthy and stimulating. But no, they went because they were losing. They were losing votes and losing power, so they started to cater to the illegals. Then they started catering to the LSMFT crowd, the Lucky Strike means fine tobacco crowd, and all the other wackos that for years have been kind of like, don't pay attention to them. They're like pecker gnats, they're like shit flies. Just they'll go away when the shit dries. Excuse my language, but sometimes just got to speak my mind. Excuse me, please. But you understand, right? And now what happens, it's coming back to roost. It's come back to roost on them because nobody wants to be a Dem anymore. Nobody, not that you want to be a Republican, but nobody wants to be a Dem anymore because that aligns you with the communist and the socialist group that is really going to screw up our country. And we let them get in instead of driving them out when we should have. Tim Frank says we're all witnessing the everyone gets a trophy. Yes, everyone. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. No. When I went to school, you were either first and you got an honorable mention for second and third. That's it. But you're not all winners. No, everyone's a winner. Do you remember that song? Everyone's a winner. This is true. Remember that? I can't remember the name of the group. No, everyone is not a winner. You got to have a winner and you got to have losers. What that does is it stimulates you to be better. You have to have first, second, third, not one, 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 one. Oh, you're all number one. Hi, we're all number one. I could just see the armed services parachuting a bunch of freak transvestites in. Hi, guys. Here I am. I'm landing. Oh, I think I broke my toe. Could you imagine that? They would die laughing to death. They would have seizures from laughing because Rainbow Boy comes down with his rainbow hair and his spools. Hi, hi. Oh, for God's sake, Lord, take me away. Take me away now. I don't want to be here. When the aliens come down, they're going to go, nah, there's nothing good here. Let's go. We thought we'd give them a chance.
Honey.
My love.
Stop it. You're being judgmental.
No, not really. Marie says I'm being. Patricia Bailey says good night. Okay. It's just like the squatted trucks and hot rods. Yeah, there's another one. The squatters know that they're not welcome here. The squatters know it's illegal. They know that they're not supposed to be doing that with their trucks. Just level the damn. If you want to show your truck, level the truck off and bring it in. You can do that because that's how that truck works. It goes up, it goes down. Level it off. We already know it's a squatter. Just level it off. Oh my God. I was picturing that. Terrell. Love you, life. Thank you. Miss Marie gets all wound up. She thinks, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just telling you how it would be. Just think about it. Oh God, what was his name? He was that general. Somebody tell me who it was. It was the transsexual, bald-headed general in a general's outfit who wore high heels and nylons. You know what I'm talking about? And lipstick and earrings. And he was in our armed services. You got to launch this guy out of a cannon in a circus. Because that's all he really is. You can't take him seriously. Can you imagine going, get ready for war and go, hi, man. No, this is what we got to do. No, your nails may get broken here, but you've got to go in and you pinch them. You pinch them. You go and you pinch them. The LSMFT crowd. I got no room for them in my life. I'm sorry. Everybody, you can be who you want to be. Just don't F with me. Okay? Just don't. And my friends and people that are like-minded. We don't want to hear it. There's no sympathy here. I'm sorry. There is none. Miss Marie doesn't take sides. And that's good. I love her that she's neutral. But I can't be neutral when I see stupidity. I can't. Because that stupidity usually comes back and it takes advantage of people like you and like me. It affects us one way or another. And unfortunately, that's the downfall of it when you give in and you become complacent and you just, oh, yeah, okay, just let them be them, No, no. You have to have a certain amount of rules. If you don't have rules, you don't have boundaries. And if you don't have boundaries, you don't have a guide for everybody. So you've got to learn to have those boundaries. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying be like, Kim Jong-un or those other they're far extreme the other way. Just common sense. Hot chocolate. Thank you, John. I knew one of you would. John, hot chocolate. Everyone's a winner, right? Everyone. And it's got a great guitar. I love that fuzzy, buzzing guitar. You remember. That's from what, the 70s or something, John? Is that from the 70s? I think it is. pretty sure. Oh, and now I can't even read the damn thing. I made it too small. I can't. It works for a second. I have a funny feeling my battery's probably going dead on this thing. No, there it is. They have no moral compasses. No, it's not pointing north at all. It's off, and they think that's normal, and that's not. We have to have defined lines in the sand, and of course, what you hear from the other side is, well, what is normal? Is normal according to you or according to me? No, normal is according to society. The majority always wins. Always the majority. Now, if you don't think the majority is right, then there's something wrong with you, because the majority is almost always right. Fly by wire 25. They sent a clear message. They don't want to debate. No, they don't want to debate. And that's when you realize that you're fighting a losing battle. Because if somebody doesn't want to debate or to discuss the issue, you already are talking to the wall. It's. I could talk to these books and they'd listen louder than most people. So that's when you have to put that line in the sand a little bit deeper. Cross the line and find out what happens. That's all. Stop. In other words, stop being a wuss. Because that's what a lot of people are. They're wusses. And that's why I like what Trump is doing as far as with the military. He's and with Hegseth, no more no beardos, no weirdos, putting everybody in shape. And that's the way it should have been. I remember when my dad was in the service, you had to be. I want to say it was 145 pounds. I may be off by a few pounds, but you had to be, and you had to keep that. You had to maintain that weight the whole time, or you got some sort of demerit. I forget how that happened, but you had to. Now you got to look at some of the police departments. There's some guys out there that truly don't belong in that outfit, in that uniform. They could not do the job properly, but because of um, equal opportunity, EOA and all that nonsense, you have to hire everybody, every color. It doesn't matter if you could do the job or not, you're hired. I don't believe in that. It's by merits alone. If you can do the job, you're hired. If you can't do the job, you're not hired. If you can't add 2 and 2, get the heck out of here. Lone Wolf Equate, how are you? People are changing so much that I was just there last month and I was trying to get out of the patio. Oh, you're trying to eat on the patio and you couldn't? Was it too noisy? Oh, from the many cars, it just finally skipped up. From so many cars, it was ridiculous. Yeah, it's. I'm sure it bothered a lot of people this weekend. People that may have come up here to have a nice, quiet weekend. But don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, for the last month, I've been warning you this was going to happen, and I try to warn you all the time if something bad is going to happen. And these people got a taste of it. No matter where you are, even where I am, is pretty isolated. Next time, next year, wait a week. Go the week before, the week after. The new restaurant, Marion Barbecue, loud music coming from many cars. It was ridiculous. Lone Wolf Coins. I thought there was a noise ordinance in Gatlinburg. I think there is, but who's enforcing it? Right? Lone Wolf, who's enforcing it? That's the problem. The cops can't do their job because their hands are tied. Because their bosses are hearing from a higher boss that says, no, we can't do that because that political party contributes to this fund over here, and we're not allowed to do that. So we just let it slide. Well, that's what happens. When you start bending the rules, sometimes they break, and then you're stuck in the middle, holding the S end of the stick. What am I going to say that I haven't already said? That's why Miss Marie brought it to my attention, or did I bring it to you, honey? Did you see the T-shirts that are out there? And I have no idea. I have nothing to do with it. It's what does it say, honey? I think she went downstairs. It's about Jeff. What does it say?
Jeff up.
It's Jeff up, and then what else did it say? There was a longer one.
You need to listen to what Jeff said.
You have to listen to what Jeff says, and I didn't do it. It has nothing to do with me. But I go, what a great T-shirt that is. You know, watch The Wire. What is this?
Ibuprofen.
Oh, okay. She's giving me pills. Why does this one say Rat X on it?
You're not drinking your water.
I know. I forgot it was there. Thank you. Here, take it. I'm done already. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pee. I don't want to do that. Not right now. So there. Yeah, the Slippery Soap. John, that song came out 1978. Thank you, John. That's Everyone's a Winner. It's a good song, but excuse me, science is literature. The song had a good premise, good idea, but that's more of a utopian sense of belief. Everyone's a winner. And I remember when that was big in raising your kids. Oh, Johnny, you're a winner, even though you came in 12th. You're a winner. And do you remember they gave out trophies to everybody? Well, what's the incentive to win? But do you remember that? When in school they would give out trophies or badges or something to everybody. Well, then why should I try hard? And if you think about it, that was the teachers doing that. They were opening and turning the page to the next page of how they're going to indoctrinate your child or your children. Now we're going to think every child is the same. Everyone's going to listen to me. We're all going to do the same thing. You know, we're a collective. We're a commune. One step away from communism. There you go. You need to get rid of those teachers. You need to absolutely get rid of them. Fire them. Get them out. Whatever it is, however you got to make sure they get out of your school, you get them out of there before they destroy more precious children's lives. Lone Wolf says, I was surprised by how old the people with the loud hip hop music were in their 50s. I did see a lot of that too. I am definitely not a hip hop fan at all. I've listened to it. I try once in a while, but once in a while there'll be a catchy little bit in there. But if you notice, a lot of hip hop music samples other great songs. You know what I'm talking about? They sample great songs from history and they try to make it their own. Well, it's called stealing. They call it sampling. David C. Perkins, I want one of those T-shirts. I saved it on, I think it's on my phone, and I didn't do it, but I go, oh my God, that's so perfect for me. Because you've heard me say it before. You should agree with everything I say, just if you had any sense at all. And it's not my ego or anything. It's just I'm a common sense person, just like hopefully you are too. Common sense. That's all you got to do is the right from the wrong. Just think of the right side. Don't think of how whacked out it can be. Or a lot of people make up rules according to their agenda. They don't follow the rules that are set in place so that we both fall into the same groove of we know that this side is not good or that side is not good. Just stay on the straight and narrow and everything will be good. But no, everyone can be a winner, but it is truly not just a given. Right? Okay. Trucker said, everyone's a winner at something, but you can't win at everything. No, it's true. You can't win at everything. And winning, isn't always the best thing. The fact that you participated is good because you had the chutzpah to get involved with, if you're in a race, jumping or wrestling or football, baseball, you're involved. That's your family that you deal with. And there it is. There's your family. It's not about who's the one who got the most touchdowns. Although now today it's, who gets the most yards, who gets the touchdowns, and I'm a god. That they should have stopped that years ago. All that when was it Kaepernick there? Kopechnik took a knee. They should have broke his knees and kicked him out of football. Said, get out of here. We're not going to put up with that crap, But the soft bellies, the soft underbelly of the politics caved into them. You don't let those type of people. You give them that much, and they're going to go for that much. You know how it is. Give an inch, take a yard. It's true. What can I say? All right, I've talked a lot. I already got one headache. Right, so I've been on an hour and almost 40 minutes. Thank you for joining me tonight. I don't even have. We've had quite a few people in the room. I appreciate that. I don't know when I'll be on again live. I do have some videos coming up. I did a bunch of different things, and you know how I mix it up. I don't just stick. I put some slammed enough stuff in there. I did Gatlinburg. I got a little bit more in Gatlinburg. I've got Unseen Gatlinburg coming up, and a few other things that I haven't told you about yet. So, night, sleep tight, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you for joining the room. I really do appreciate that, and I will see you all very, very soon. Good night.